Hila, people are going to be so angry at you for looking that good. You had a baby 2 days ago. That doesn't even make sense.
It really doesn't.
How do you explain looking that good? You look like nothing happened.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know that I agree with you, but I do feel very surreal right now that we're after it and it all happened so fast.
So, baby Bruce is here. It was a crazy experience. He's upstairs right now with Grandma and Softa, as we call them. Everyone's having a good time. I realized that being a father is basically just living in a world of poop. The dogs pooped downstairs. The baby pooped in the diaper.
You got an eyelash. Okay.
Thank you. You know, I'm pooping. Hila's pooping. Sorry, spoiler alert, Hila. It's just a world of poop. You know, Theodore's pooping in the potty. It's just, that's it. You just got to clean poop. Thoughts?
I almost pooped a baby.
Okay, so let's get into that. So everybody's happy. Everybody's healthy. It was incredible. The story, I got to say, crazy pregnancy story. You want to start with this and maybe, or how do you want to tell this?
Maybe you start and then I pick in where you weren't there.
All right. So for those of you that have been following this channel know that Hila's actual due date was on Monday.
Yeah, January
The 1st.
31st.
Or no, the 31st. Bruce was born on the sacred day, 2222, baby, which is so cool. We were all actually, I was hoping, because it's such a cool birthday. People on the subreddit I saw a really funny post on the subreddit. They're like, so since you guys, what do you call it when you like will something into existence?
Manifest.
Yeah. Since you guys manifested Theodore being born on 2222, because everyone was posting memes about it, can you guys manifest me actually being happy in life too? Since you apparently can control everything. Funny post, shout outs. I am manifesting you being happy, by the way. So Hila was past her due date, which is interesting because Theodore was born 2 days early, and we had always heard that the second one is born even sooner. So we were all kind of like, what's going on here? The due date came. You know, she was having contractions a few days before the due date. And there was a moment where we're like, oh my God, it's happening. Get the bags ready. Mom, get the camera. We're going to the hospital. But the contractions stopped. And we're like, okay, I guess it's not happening today. That was like, you know, on the 28th or something. Or 29th. So the first comes around, nothing's going on. The second the first, and then the second, all day the second, nothing happens.
No, he was born on the 2nd.
Oh shit! It was the first and the 31st. Why did I feel like it was so long where nothing was happening?
The 31st, nothing was happening, and the 1st, nothing was happening.
So it was starting to feel like this. I don't think the baby's coming. He's just chilling in there. To the point where we actually made an appointment on the week after her due date, which would be this Monday, to induce labor. So we were like, okay, well, if he doesn't want to come out, then he's got to come out one way or the other, and that's going to be this Monday. Nothing was happening. So anyway, we go to bed on the 1st, like nothing, like usual, and then at about 4 a.m., I'm in the bathroom getting ready for bed, and then I heard something weird, because Theodore's been coming into our bedroom a lot, because he's got his big boy bed, so he can walk in and out as he pleases. So he's just always coming into our bedroom in the middle of the night. And I thought I heard Theodore, but it was like I don't know. What did I hear? I still don't understand what I heard.
I'm not sure what you heard, but I woke up from a contraction, and then I noticed you weren't there, so I thought maybe you went to get Theodore because he's been waking up a lot. And I was thinking I'll wait for you and I'll tell you. And then I felt something. I wasn't sure what. And then it was like my water broke and I knew it. It was like a lot of liquid.
Huge gush.
Yeah.
There was water everywhere, in the bed,
And
next to
then
the
I heard
bed.
you on the toilet. So I was like, oh, you're here. Right? I was like, my water just broke.
Yeah, I walked in because I heard a weird noise. I was like, what was that? And then Hila looked at me. She's like, my water just broke. And I was like, oh, here we go. So I was like, I turned in. By the way, there was water next to the bed, on the bed, everywhere. It was pretty incredible how much water.
Yeah. It's like water and a little bit of blood. And like I was I didn't know what to do. And I just woke up.
Yeah.
And I tried to go to the bathroom or the shower. And like everywhere I go, I'm dripping. It's like,
Well, I was like, well, who cares? It doesn't matter. Just I gave her a towel. Just, you don't want to be wet or covered in whatever schmutz. But I was like, well, who cares? Let's just get ready and go. Because we knew we wanted to. They say the second baby comes faster than the first. With Theodore, we were waiting 12 hours in the hospital. And then we were an hour in delivery. And that's after waiting all night, too, when you start having contractions.
a whole night of contractions too. Yeah.
So we knew.
So like beginning to end, maybe it was 20 hours with Theodore.
So we knew like this is gonna be faster, and Hila really wants an epidural. So at the first sign that this is happening, we're gonna hightail it to the hospital.
Especially they tell you when the water breaks, you just gotta go too.
Well, so her water broke. I was like, dude, don't worry, just put on. Who cares if there's stuff on the floor? We'll deal with that. This is not urgent. I just get her to towel. I start packing shit. I start going crazy, getting ready, and then we called the nurse on duty just to tell them and hear what they had to say. She's like, "It's okay. So, if your water broke, you definitely want to come in, but take your time, take a shower, get some breakfast."
Right. Yeah, yeah. Okay. It was like 4:30, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She was like, eat something, take a shower, and then come.
So we said, okay. Shower. Hila starts.
So at that point, I was feeling so confused. Like the contractions were getting pretty fast. Like they were going intense. It was weird. Like there was no slow escalation. It was like I was like, what's going on? Like.
Well, also you are in pain, and you have like a super high pain tolerance, and you were having a lot of contractions with Theodore, but I saw that you didn't really suffer from the pain until it got really advanced, and so I saw that it was actually like slowing you down, and I was like, this seems pretty serious.
I was trying to get into the shower, and you were asking me questions like, what do I need to pack? And I was like, I can't even answer you. I don't, like, my brain was just not there. So I got into the shower. By the time I got out to get dressed, it was like already super painful. Like I knew we don't have time to eat, that's for sure.
Well, I got worried when I saw how she was feeling the pain. I didn't expect that. So basically, I mean, your water broke at about 4:30. We were in the car leaving by, 5.
Yeah, maybe 20 minutes.
Maybe by 4:45 or something. There's no traffic. It's the middle of the night, so I'm hauling ass. We get there in 15 minutes. But in the car ride, you want to describe what was going on in the car ride?
I was in pain. It was just, I kept getting contractions, and it was like my legs were shaking, like I can't control it. and it was in just. It was like I couldn't believe it escalated so fast because I just remember last time. So it went from like 0 to 1,000 on the contractions, and they were frequent too.
Yeah, so I was asking you the questions like, how are you? Blah, 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 whatever. And then she's like, I can't talk. I just can't talk. And I remember last time when she said she couldn't talk was like
At the hospital.
at the very end of that. That's like intense. So I was like, something's up. This happening way too fast. This is way too crazy. I don't know what's going on, but this seems like it's very far.
Yeah.
And so I'm slamming it to the hospital. Hila can't speak. She's suffering. She's kind of just like breathing heavy, meditating. I could tell she was in a lot of pain. And because of it's the middle of the night and because it's COVID, the only entrance open at the hospital was the emergency entrance for like ambulances and stuff. So I drop Hila off there. The like receptionist comes. They're like checking her in. They go on the phone. They're like, "Well, we have to check you out before we can admit you." And I'm like, "Dude," I was like, "Dude."
Yeah.
I was telling everyone, she's really deep into this. I can tell. Like, just tell the doctor, tell everyone, you got to get up there
And I don't know if it's a COVID thing, but they're like, you can come with her. You cannot come with her. We need to admit her first, and then we'll call you, and then you come. Right?
Yeah, it's a COVID thing.
Okay.
When we first arrived, I couldn't go in until I took a COVID test. It was a rapid test. It only took like 15 minutes for it to come back negative. So, but anyway, there was like the security guard, and we check in. I was like, guys, this is really serious. You need to get her up there. But they're just like, yeah. Everybody says that kind of thing.
Yeah. I guess I don't know if it's because I don't look like I'm in pain. I'm not sure, but they were all treating me like, okay, we just have this procedure we got to do.
Yeah.
Answer some questions.
Probably because the amount of pain you're showing is probably normal for women coming in there. Even though I knew that you were in really deep to be showing that amount of pain. They don't know you like I know you. I was like, please. So anyway, they take Hila up in a wheelchair, and I have to wait to get cleared before I can go up there. So the security guard gives me the COVID test. I'm sitting in the car waiting. So after 15 minutes, he goes, okay, you passed. Go park your car, and then you can go upstairs and see if she's been admitted. So I go back to park the car, and then I get a call from the nurse, one of the nurses, and she says, your wife is about to deliver. I said, what are you talking about? Actually, I kind of expected that. Not that fast, but I wasn't totally shocked, to be honest. Because I was like, I had a feeling something was insane right now. So she goes, your wife's about to go into labor. I was like, okay, bye. I'm literally in the parking lot. So I have like a huge duffel bag. I'm running to the ER, which is on the opposite side of the hospital. The security guard was outside being like, because they told him just to let me in because my wife was going into labor. So I'm running in there, picking it up. I'm going up to the elevator, up to the delivery floor, and then the delivery area, the like maternal area, is really locked down. They've got, because they don't want anyone like stealing babies or any shenanigans with newborns. So there's like a secure door, an intercom, and a camera, and you have to push the button to get allowed in. So I'm pushing the button. Nothing. I'm pushing the button. Nothing. Pushing. I was probably there for 2 minutes, which is weird.
Yeah.
When you guys hear what happened. So then there's another door right down the hall. There's another entrance, and I see someone who works there just cruising in. So I run up. And by the way, this guy looks at me like, he's like, oh. I'm sitting there slamming the button. He's like, huh, interesting. Just walks in. So I run over there. I was like, yo, somebody let me in. And then one of the nurses hear me. She says, are you Mrs. Klein's husband? I said, yeah. She goes, okay, she's right in there. And I start walking up, and I hear a baby crying. I was like, no freaking way. I walk in the room, and there's Hila and the baby and all the doctors. She gave birth 2 minutes before
Yeah. Before you
I
walked
got
in.
there.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I walked in. I was like, what the F is going on here? What is this?
I know.
So what happened from your perspective?
Okay. My perspective. I get up to that floor. A guy was carrying me on a wheelchair, and then I get to the reception, and she's like asking me some questions, like what's your name and stuff like that, and I'm like answering, but I'm like, listen, I really don't know if I can do this. Like, this is getting really intense. And so she's like, okay, walk into that room, get settled, and give me a urine test. And I was like, I'll try. I don't know if I can even do that. So I go into the bathroom, and I'm just by myself in an empty room because I knew that Ethan was going to take some time to come. So I go into the bathroom, I take off my clothes, and like I barely do that even because you got to put on that robe. I'm in pain. Like I'm like holding onto the table, like breathing. I can barely do anything. And then I try to go onto the toilet, and while I couldn't really focus on peeing, but I felt like I need to poop. And last time with Theodore, like the whole 24 hours leading to delivery, I went to the bathroom a lot. I pooped a lot. So I felt like maybe like my body was preparing, like emptying the system. And I kind of felt like maybe I need to do the same here. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll try, because I really felt like I need to push. Like it wasn't really like I could control it.
Oh my God.
So I tried for a moment, and then like, sorry for the transparency, a little bit of poop come out.
Yeah.
And and then and this is while having contractions too, like it's crazy. And then
So
I feel like
did you push to make the poop?
yeah, and
you were pushing.
I did a little, yeah, and a little poop came out.
Okay.
But then I was like feeling like I need to go still, like it's not all done.
Yeah.
But then like the pushing went like, oh my God, like I'm pushing a baby. It was like, what's happening? You could feel like let's say you're pushing something like this, and then you're pushing something like this.
Right.
It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like shaking, breathing. It's crazy. And I'm alone in that room. So I was like, okay, I gotta go out and call somebody. I just knew something was crazy.
Did you think you were about to give birth, or you just were like,
As soon as that push happened, yes, I was like, I felt like
there's a baby
on the way out.
Right.
Because it was crazy intense.
Right.
So I go out of the bathroom, into the room. I couldn't even finish putting that robe on me. Like you have to like tie the back and stuff. I couldn't figure out how to do that because I was
you got up to go ask for help?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I got up with like the robe barely on me.
Yeah.
There's still shit in the toilet.
Yeah.
Like my stuff are just thrown everywhere.
Yeah.
And I called them, help, and nobody came for like a few seconds. But it feels like forever because I was like panicking. So I was like, help, like really yelling. It's urgent.
I would have loved to hear that because
I know.
Hila never yelled.
I know.
In fact, she can't project her voice at all, and I've never heard her yell. Can you? Let's get one of those helps right now.
I don't know. Like,
I want to hear it.
I don't want to scare my mom.
Right, that's true.
I don't know. Just
you can't
like
do it.
help, like
That was
like
nice,
that.
yeah.
And then I was like, like it's urgent. And then my doctor came in.
Yeah.
And the guy who actually does my visits normally, he was there that night. He walked in and he was like, what's going on? And I told him. So he was like, okay, come sit on the bed. Get on the bed quickly. And they look and they're like, we see the baby. Like it's crowning, which is like when you can see the head.
Yeah, last time that doesn't happen. The crowning only happens minutes before birth. Yeah.
So I was like, no way. All I started to say is like, oh my God, there's no way this is happening. I can't do it. And they're like, it's happening. It's happening. This is almost out.
At that point, how many did more people rush
He
to the room?
he immediately rushed nurses and stuff.
Did he
and
leave the room and start screaming?
No, he didn't leave the room once he saw me like that.
But how did he call them?
He called them. I don't know.
He just
I don't even
screamed?
remember. He called them
Okay.
and they came. And so I was on the bed and I was like, I was like, no, I wanted epidural. I wanted epidural so bad. I can't do it without it. That's just all I could think about. And they're like, it's happening. You're gonna do it. and then they were debating if they even have time to take me to the actual delivery room, because that's not a delivery room. Like, they don't have the space or the equipment. And so they're like, okay, let's do it really quickly. They rushed me over there on the bed. And as soon as we got into the delivery room, it was like a minute. They were setting up the bed, and like a part of it fell. My legs were like in the air.
Oh.
Half of the bed like fell. I don't know what happened
Right,
there.
yeah, 'cause it was so fast.
It was so fast.
I
And
noticed that when I came
yeah.
in, but I didn't know that. That's what happened.
So they got their stuff ready, and like before they didn't even tell me yet to like, okay, let's go or anything. I just felt like, my body was like, I gotta push. And I just started pushing. It's like you can't even control it. It's just happening. And they were like, the baby's out. It was like, it was out.
That's crazy.
And I was like, where is Ethan? And they were like, call her husband.
I was
Go get it.
trying.
Yeah, no, I know.
I
They-
was running full speed.
So I
Actually,
think
it's funny. I was probably outside ringing the
yeah,
frickin' door.
you probably were. I think I pretty much like pushed in total like 2 times.
Unbelievable.
It was so insane. And then as soon as he came out, like he barely cried a tiny bit, and then he was super calm. And they put him on me because they didn't even have their stuff ready to like start checking him or do all the stuff they normally do. And he was on me for maybe like a minute, and then you came.
Unbelievable. Yeah, what was your thoughts on this way? By the way, this is incredible. Like, this is just insane.
It's so
That it
insane.
happened like this.
And I was like, "What's the time when he was out?" It was like 5:45.
It was 1 hour.
It was 1 hour
was
from when I woke
5:30.
up.
He was born 1 hour from when Hila's water broke. So go back to when we started the story. Hila's water broke at 4:30. I walked in and said, "What was that?" Hila showered. We got in the car, drove to the hospital. The baby was born 1 hour later.
Yeah. And what's crazy is if this was during the day and there was traffic, it would have happened in the car. No doubt.
The doctors were all saying it would have happened in the car for
Yeah.
sure. I was like, oh God, I'm not ready to be delivering babies in cars. What's weird is like you always hear about these couples where they end up giving birth in the car or something crazy, and you're like, how can you?
Toilet.
Yeah, which they said you almost gave birth on the toilet. What happens if you plop your baby in the toilet? What a way to enter the world. But I always go, what's with these couples? They don't get to the hospital. They giving birth in cars. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then I realized that was almost us.
Mm-hmm.
If there was any traffic,
Which last time did happen. Last time when we drove for Theodore, it was like 7-ish in the morning, and we hit like morning traffic. So
usually, yeah, I mean, it was a 15-minute drive. I was hauling butt, and there was no traffic. But usually, if it's not like 4 in the morning, it's gonna take like an hour to get there. I mean, it was kind of crazy, and I don't know if I will say traumatic, but maybe a little. But just how it happened. But you didn't get the epidural.
yeah.
So how does it compare for you?
It was kind of like a moment where you have to face your worst fear kind of thing.
Right.
Because I was like, the one thing I know about this pregnancy is that I'm taking epidural. I didn't read anything about pregnancy. I didn't even refresh anything about labor, nothing. And so it's like my one plan can't happen. So I don't know. I just, I guess ultimately the body just does what it's got to do, and you don't really have much of a say in it. But to be honest, it was so fast that it was kind of not that bad. Like, it's bad, but overall it was so fast that luckily by the time it was over, I was just like, okay, we got a baby.
When I walked in, I was like, because I knew that was the plan the whole time to get the epidural and how important it was to her. So when I walked in, I was like, oh my God, you didn't get the epidural. I was like, how was it? Did it hurt? And then the nurse was like, oh, only a guy would ask that. And I was like, okay. It's like, whatever, ladies, mind your own business. Pretend like you're not here.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Because I was like, I'm having a conversation with you that we know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But she's like, oh, I guess it sounded pretty funny. But it's...
No, it was crazy because, like...
So did it hurt?
It did. I got tears. They had to stitch it. But it's, I don't know. It hurt, yes. But it was so fast. That's the good side.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. Like, because last time we were there for like 3 days, it was long. And it was just miserable. I mean, it was long. And then we talked about how like these freaking lactation consultants brainwash you into thinking that you can't give them the pacifier, you can't give them formula, you have to pump, everything comes down to breastfeeding. That's the only way. And so Theodore he was crying, he wasn't eating, we were having trouble latching, and it was just 3 days of really just rough times. But with Bruce, we breastfed. I did one and you did one shift. Hila breastfed for the first day, but we could tell, right when the second day started that Bruce wasn't getting enough food. He was getting antsy, hungry.
Like it would be on me for like 30 minutes and then I'll try the other side and 20 minutes and it's already hurting after a full day of like irritating everything. And then after doing all that, it would still be kind of like unhappy and getting uncomfortable. And then you don't know how to console him. And we knew because that's what was happening last time.
We recognized the signs of what was going down. And for whatever reason, Hila's just like we tried so hard with Theodore. And it's just for whatever reason, your body wasn't producing enough milk. And so this time we whipped out the formula. We fed him. It was wonderful. And the whole experience was just, Bruce was so peaceful, so snug and beautiful and warm and precious. It was just a really special, beautiful time. We were only there for a day, which was amazing. I wanted to go home. But we were there. But the time we were there, it was just a very beautiful, nice family time. And Bruce was just happy and beautiful. And it was all good vibes.
Yeah. I think like it's kind of crazy even knowing all that. And I knew that this was the plan already. There's still a little bit of like guilt feelings because it's just so hard to shake this off. Like everybody's like, are you breastfeeding? How's he latching?
Like you didn't try hard enough?
Yeah. Or like it's my fault somehow. Like I'm doing something wrong.
Well, we're still trying because there's like, what do you call the pre-milk stuff?
Colostrum.
There's some pre-milk clear fluid that comes out that's apparently really good for the baby.
But it's already not happening.
So we're just trying to get that out at least. So Hila's been trying to breastfeed before giving him the bottle. Did you?
But it's already like done because he just wants the bottle now.
Look, we tried last time and it was just horrible. It was horrible. And Theodore didn't eat for like a whole week because these God, I'm still angry about it. They would not tell us. They would never recommend until the point where we actually went to the doctor after a week and Theodore was like literally starving.
And not peeing. He didn't pee for a few days and they were getting worried.
They were going to give Theodore, a week-old baby, a catheter because they thought there was something so wrong with him that he hadn't peed. They were about to give him the catheter, and Hila called me and was like, they're about to give him the catheter. I don't know what to do. She was crying hysterically. She was with her mom. I said, just wait. Don't do it. He hadn't eaten. What is this, rocket science? So we go to the doctor. Apparently right before they gave him the catheter, he peed, right?
Yeah, they were getting ready to do it. We were like, let's just wait. We'll wait as much as we can. And then I think, started giving him the formula, right? On that time, I think I don't know, but something happened. He eventually did pee when we were there.
Can you imagine? Yeah. Well, anyway, it got to the point where we're going to the doctor. He was losing so much weight. He was just crying 24/7. It was one of the worst weeks of my life. And they said, "Oh, well, let's just give him formula." It's like, are you serious? We would have done that immediately, but they made it seem like it wasn't an option for some reason. So after having been through all of that, we said, well, we're not gonna wait. If he's hungry, he's gonna eat. Mm-hmm. That's that, and that's on God or whatever they say. So obviously, going into this with a lot more experience, having a newborn for the first time is super scary. But this time we knew everything, and it was just very beautiful, very nice experience.
And he's calm now.
So calm.
He eats. He's content. It's such a different experience.
He's the calmest baby ever. All he wants is to be warm. The only thing that makes him upset is being cold.
Yeah. If we take off his clothes to change his diaper, it's like, no, put it back on.
And he needs to be wrapped. Like, he needs to be swaddled, and then a double swaddle and a blanket and a onesie. Otherwise, like last night, he was shivering. And I was like, oh, my God. I put on the beanie, and I wrapped him in, like, this heavy blanket. And I was holding him to my body for more heat. Such a cold baby.
Yeah. But I love that, like, throughout the whole pregnancy, I had this feeling like he's a strong baby. Because I had, all the stress and whatever that was happening. There was a lot. And I just knew I had this idea that he's like, this is a strong baby. And I thought it was funny that as soon as he came out, they were like, he's so strong.
Like holding his head up. Yeah. His arms are so strong. Like, you got to hold his arms down to swaddle him properly. This guy's got strong arms, dude. And he's always be able to reach his arms out of the swaddle. I'm like, how do you get your arms out of there?
And he's got this, like, puffy little shoulders that it kind of looks like muscles.
He's built different.
It's not really, but it just looks funny. He's got hairs on his shoulders.
He's built different. Alpha out the womb, baby. That's Bruce. Alpha name. Sigma and Alpha combined. Everybody's happy. As you guys know, he has only one functioning kidney. Everything's fine there. We're doing a follow-up with a specialist in a week just to check that basically the one functioning kidney is in good shape. Mm-hmm. But, it shouldn't hopefully be a problem, knock on wood and all that. But right now, everything's healthy and beautiful, and most likely is going to be fine with that. They just want to monitor it to make sure things are looking good there.
Yep.
He's not yellow. Theodore was yellow at this time, which is very normal. They turn jaundice, actually, which is a liver. The baby's liver isn't developed enough to process, like, the blood or something, or to remove toxins, so they actually turn yellow. This is very common. So Theodore was a little bit yellow. Bruce is not yellow. He's not a yellow baby. Thoughts?
No thoughts.
Also, I'm pretty sure, 99% sure he has blue eyes. Oh. Thoughts?
Well, we don't know yet.
No, he's had blue eyes. You could tell, because Theodore had, like, jet black eyes. Right. But Bruce's light eyes, you can tell. Thoughts?
I think I agree with you, but I don't know for sure yet, so I don't want to put out there things that we don't know.
Well, whatever. It's not like misinfo. It's just eye color. Yeah, everybody's happy. Everybody's healthy. Theodore's doing great, by the way. So sweet, so cute. He's just helping out. He's super excited to meet his brother. he has like a chair that he steps up to so he can see the kitchen counter and like help us cook. And he dragged it next to Bruce's crib so he could look at him and watch him.
Yeah.
And he's helping feed him and all. He's being a great big brother.
Yeah. And he looks so big now.
Well,
like a person, you know. He's not a baby.
when we got home and then I picked up Theodore, I was like, this child is enormous. I couldn't believe I was like looking at Theodore for the first time through new eyes. And he talks and everything. I'm like, my God, this child is an adult practically.
Yep. It's still so surreal. I can't believe we're like here after with the baby. It's crazy.
It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, I mean, it's always hard those first days, but now that we're home and actually so nice that he's just calm and happy and it's not like last time. And Theodore's old enough to just be very sweet and kind and helping about it. Yeah. Shredder has been so freaking cute. He will not leave Bruce's side. He is like sitting on anyone's shoulder who's next to it. He's sitting next to the what do you call that thing? Bassinet. The bassinet. He will not leave Bruce's side.
Yeah. Usually the dogs won't leave your side when you're home, but you were sleeping and Shredder is still by the baby.
Yeah, I woke up today and Shredder wasn't in the bed. He usually waits for me. But no, he's by Bruce's side. It's so cute and amazing.
He's the best. I mean, they're both the best.
They're both great. Yeah. But it's pretty amazing what Shredder, how he knows. What else? I'm
trying to think if I have any tips for the other pregnant ladies. I just want to say the best thing that I brought with me is buy yourself adult diapers because what they give you at the hospital suck. So the diapers are crucial.
One thing I forgot, which greatly regretted, is the feeding pillow. Right. Those are great. So bring the feeding pillow, bring the diapers. Anything else?
Everything for the baby they have. So if you forget something, they'll give it to you. What else?
That's it. Diapers and feeding pillow. Don't forget. Everything else is just noise. I'm telling you, people bring like the whole kitchen sink, the whole bedroom with them, suitcases. Forget it. Yeah. Feeding pillow and diapers. And a toothbrush, obviously. I don't think I need to tell you that. I hope not. That's basically all I used. A toothbrush. I didn't even change clothes. I just did a toothbrush. That's it.
I did change. Actually, that was nice, yeah. I did change. So bring a change of clothes for yourself. Because, you get all gross. Blood and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense for you. But anyway, everyone's here. Everyone's happy and healthy. It was just a beautiful experience, a crazy experience with the birth. Absolutely unexpected, mind-blowing experience. I'm not really salty that I missed the birth because I think overall it was great. I think it was great for Hila to just get it done and be done with it instead of like sitting and because the thing is, if you would have been born like an hour or two, you still wouldn't have been able to get the epidural. You would have just sat there in pain for all that time.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a miracle that it was so fast, honestly. But thinking about the experience with epidural, it's not like that's just a easy walk through the park, Like, it's still hard even with the epidural. So it's going to be hard no matter what, but you get it done. And by the end, you have a cute baby in your hands and you forget about everything before. You really do. It's just all a blur.
Yeah, I was just very relieved for you when I came in. I was like, wow. Great. I'd seen it once. I know what it looks like. Well, that's it. We're right at home. The family's here. Everybody, I'm taking another week off the podcast next week. And then the week after that, I'll be back doing kind of a reduced. I'll still be doing 3 episodes a week, but they'll be shorter and they'll be live so that there's just less. I can just kind of compact them a little bit so I can be at home more. And that's it. So we're just enjoying our time here now.
Yeah. Getting to know little Bruce.
Hila's a baby god. The way that she gave birth. And by the way, you should hear the nurses gush about her nipples.
Yeah.
Always.
But I'm not producing whatever it is that I'm supposed to produce. So
like they always go, and maybe that's part of the reason why I feel so bad, because they're like, your nipples are perfect, and then it ends up that you can't even produce enough milk.
Yeah, they said exactly the same thing last time. It's so annoying.
They walked in, she's like, you're natural. The baby's latched. You got these huge, perfect nipples. The way they talk about your nipples. And
that's another reason why I hate breastfeeding. It's like all of a sudden you're just public property. Everybody's like, coming, let me see, let me help you.
Grabbing.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Not for me. But I would have done it probably if it worked.
Yeah.
I tried, but.
So, yeah. Great job.
Thank you. Oh, and you too, by the way. Ethan did great.
Go ahead.
When the first day when I was trying to breastfeed, Ethan actually remembered a lot of stuff that I didn't even remember. Like when the baby latches on, sometimes you have to redo it to make sure that he's like latched with the mouth being open wide enough, because otherwise it hurts a lot.
He's just munching on like the actual nipple instead of like taking it in the back of his throat and sucking on it, and then it can be really painful where he's just like.
And then when you need to remove the baby to try again, I forgot about that. But you like put the finger in his mouth to kind of like if that's his mouth, you kind of keep it open so I can get myself out of the situation.
Yep.
And yeah, and I was like, I couldn't really move out of the bed, but Ethan was like changing the diaper, swaddling, putting the finger in the mouth, doing all that stuff.
I remembered everything. Last time I was so scared. I don't think I was making up for the last time because I didn't know anything and I was so scared of everything. And so this time I was able to, I'm a pro now at all that stuff of changing diapers and swaddling and taking care of the baby. I've done it all. So so it's nice that I was able to help.
Yeah. So good teamwork.
All right. So there you go. There's the baby story. Pretty epic one, I think. Glad it worked out. Glad you didn't, deliver in the car or in the toilet. But hey, it all worked out. It was a beautiful experience.
Yeah.
So more to come, obviously, but a little bit slow time here for us. So anyway, guys, thank you for all and all the support and all the love. Thank you guys so much. It was just so a beautiful outpouring of love and support, which was very, very nice. Very, very beautiful. So
I agree. Thank you, everyone. It's really nice. It's really fun to see just everywhere, comments, subreddit, socials. Everyone's super nice. It's really fun.
Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice. People you haven't talked to in a while, people that you do talk to, people that you like but haven't talked to. Everybody coming out the woodworks to say nice things about a baby. It's beautiful. It's a nice thing. Babies bring the world together. They really do. Anyway, guys, we love y'all. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time.